Welcome. My name is Willem Davids, coordinator of this 37 IFC, and it's amazing. we are here, and we are going into a fabulous week. Welcome everybody. We have a short official part. It's starting now. A few speakers. I have a lot to tell about the construct of the IFC the next week and Monday, but it's not for now. It is just an opening. I do a few lines after the speakers about tomorrow morning. I think that's important.
Smile.
Pardon?
Could you please smile? Perfect.
Thank you. One moment. Sound system is I'm reloaded. Okay. This 37 IFC is organized in cooperation with the local government of Hilversum. Thanks. We are here in the town hall of Hilversum. This is one of the most amazing buildings in Hilversum. And the NPO, the Netherlands Public Organization, in fact the umbrella organization of this amazing broadcasting mixed up here in the Netherlands. For the opening, I'd like to introduce the Alderman of Media Affairs from Hilversum, Rensen.
On behalf of the Municipal of Hilversum, very warm welcome to you all here in Hilversum, Media City, as we call it. And very welcome in this particular building because it has a reason that this opening event is in this building. There's a lot of in common with Hilversum and radio, and it is symbolized in this building. I'll come later to it. Just to give you an idea where you are, what Hilversum is. I don't know if you already went to the media park. Some of you did, and some of you will no doubt go there in this week. And then you see this huge colored building, this all glass decorated building, the Institute of Sound and Vision. And the Washington Post wrote an article, a huge article about this building, about the amazing architecture of it. And it said about Hilversum, it is a leafy hamlet in the southeastern area of Amsterdam. So especially Amsterdam, but especially the hamlet was very nice to hear. Actually, when Hilversum still was a hamlet, the Nederlandse Seintoestelfabriek, and I don't know if I translated well, but I give it a go. The Dutch transmitting instrument plant was settled here, just outside of what that time was the village. And because of that factory, early broadcast organizations, radio organizations, start their experimental broadcast from here, from Hilversum. And to make a very long story short, that's why Hilversum became the media city. Although the rumor goes that we actually have to thank it to the wife of the first Dutch organization that brought radio, the AVRO, because when that organization grew bigger and bigger, she refused to move from this leafy area to the big city of Amsterdam. So if she had been a city woman, probably Hilversum was still a hamlet. But it isn't. In fact, it wasn't then either, because it was growing from other industries. And the mayor wanted a nice new big town hall. And the master builder of Hilversum at the time was Willem Davids, a well-known architect. And he was asked to make and design this building, this new building. It was built in the late 20s of the last century, in between very famous and icon of the city. And now we come to the relation between this building and radio, because this building has a very, it has a tower, and in the top of the tower there are some chimes, a carillon, which is playing every half hour, every come out rather now and then. And the sound that you heard before we started, and that Willem played, there it goes. That was heard on the radio for years and years and years as a time signal. After this it came boing, boing, like the big band. In fact, there were two signals. There was this signal for the time, and there was a signal for the intervals. Because, well, you know, in the early days programs it would last exactly 1 hour or 50 minutes, so there was some interval, and they had to fill up because it couldn't be quiet. And then you heard another clip. In fact, that were the first 5 bars of the national hymn, and that was repeated and repeated, sometimes very, very long. But in fact, when I moved to Hilversum in the 1970s, early 80s, I came to work with MLS, and on my bike I went to the media park, and I heard the sound, and I saw somebody had his radio very loud, very loud. but the volume didn't go down when I go further, so then I discovered that it really was from this tower, and then I realized that on radio all the time, all those years, we heard the chimes of this Hilversum City Hall. There's a lot more stories about the City Hall. Some story is very famous, so why don't you tell it later on this week because it's too long. About the radio program, a live radio program from the tower that was very controversial, and a lot of technicians got panicked because nothing was to be heard, only some rumor and some silence and some pigeons and some wind and all that, and sometimes a bell, of course. That is still to be heard, that story, and the broadcast as well in the Institute of Sound and Vision. That's for this building. I wish you in Hilversum a very pleasant, very inspiring conference, and I hope you enjoy your stay here in Hilversum. Thank you. Thank you.
Single, we use it for the whole week, so the end of the coffee break, the starting off of a workshop, so the Hilversum sound. Anyway, next speaker, thanks that he is, and thanks for his opportunity to give us, to organize this very important conference for radio work, for radio documentary. Manager Director Westerhof.
Thank you, Willem. A warm welcome on my side also in this room. It's a great pleasure to be the host of the IFC this year. Thanks to Willem, who came to me 1.5 years ago, I think, to tell us how to get the IFC to Hilversum. I think it's a good thing because it's important that professionals discuss with each other. Thank you, Mr. Alderman, Rensen, for introducing us, to inviting us here and to be the host of this event. I expect you all, as gathered here, are lovers of culture, so the explanation of the Dutch architect Dudok will be interesting for you. I think it's the most famous architect of the Netherlands, and I'm very proud that we can be here today. My name is Westerhof, as told. I'm director of audio at the moment, so we make a change in our organization from radio to audio. Coming week, I hope you will have an inspiring conference, and I wish you lots of inspiration in listening to each other, work and fun, and have fun in discussing it. In my experience, it's always a good thing to meet colleagues from abroad and to exchange experiences. I myself have learned a lot of it. It's a good thing that we have the EBU as an organization to work together within Europe with platforms for professionals. I see two major challenges for us as professionals working within the context of public service broadcasting. As you can see in the moment, the existence of public service broadcasting in Europe isn't so naturally as it was in the past 70 years. Politics is changing in many ways, but also in respect to public services. In the Netherlands we have a new right-wing government since half a year. We as NPO have to face huge budget cuts for almost 20%. That's partly because of the international recession, but also because of the changing view on the role of government in relation to the public services. And in many other countries in Europe, the situation is similar. The role of Brussels as a protector of the free market is of great influence within our countries. There's a great threat in it for all the good things PSBs provide for the public. I hope we can persuade this generation of politicians of the values that are at stake. But it starts with the support from the audience. We have to serve them, and we have to be sure what they want and what their interest is. We have to stand for our values, and we have to conquer the public again, I think, in showing how valuable the kind of content is that we provide. We have to conquer and convince young audiences for the public values we stand for. But we have to do it in a modern way, and I come to my second point of reflection on the situation of PSB. It's our job to innovate, to be creative in finding new forms in communication, in telling stories. Telling stories that are relevant, because that's our business. Telling stories, the way we do it is secondary, to my opinion, in the importance of telling stories. With all the development within the media, technology, sociology, it's all changing. The times are changing, and we have to find new forms in communicating our stories. Yes, Chairman. Within the NPO, as I told, we renamed the name of our radio department into audio department. And that's not a gimmick or a way to look modern. New devices and new media demand new forms of storytelling. And that's an interesting adventure, to my opinion. I wish you lots of inspiration in working together, and I wish you fun, because if you enjoy what you are doing, the audience will notice it. And that's the reason of our existence as storytellers. Storytellers need audiences. Without audience, stories don't exist. Good luck, and thanks for your attention.
So, we need to do a job next week. Next and last speaker is IFC EBU Future Group Rensen. Some words, the name is always difficult. Anyway, it's just the language, but not a person. Laurent Marceau.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am the representative, your friend from the EBU. Thank you very much, Mr. Rensen from the city of Hilversum for welcoming us here, and thank you very much to Jan and NPO for organizing the 37th International Future Conference in the city of Hilversum. This is a great name, Hilversum. I came with a little speech. I also came with a picture, which is the picture of the radio I used to see when I used to go to visit my grandmother, my Italian grandmother, very scary woman, and she had a big radio like that. And on this radio it was written, London, Algiers, Paris, and Hilversum. And as a 10-year-old I say, what is Hilversum? And now, 34 years later, here I am in Hilversum in a radio conference. So the world is small, and I'm very, very pleased to be here not only to celebrate radio as a medium, but also to celebrate radio documentaries in this International Feature Conference. Obviously today we are listening to radio in very different ways, on the good old-fashioned radio transistor, but also on the internet, online, on our mobile phone. But one thing is for sure is that radio is still here, and we still love to listen to the news, but also to listen to stories. And to listen to stories we need, as people said, story makers, storytellers, which is great. And this is the reason why we are here, so many of us, more than 100 people, for this 37th International Feature Conference, which is very much the result of a collective effort. Obviously the host spending lots of time and money, I imagine, to host this event, but also in terms of content, this is the result of the work of the EBU Features Group, a group that is led by Laurent Harris. She is the chairman from RT Ireland. She guided us through this past 12 months to put this program together. But unfortunately, Lorelei had a few health problems. She's fine now, but she couldn't be with us. So she emailed us and she sent us her greetings in writing, asking whoever wanted to do it to read the letter that she just wrote. But as you can hear in my accent, I mean, Lorelei speaks the most perfect, delightful English, and she writes the most perfect, delightful English. So I thought it would be quite difficult for me, who sounds a bit like a cross between Inspector Clouseau and the dog, to read the perfect letter that Lorelei wrote. So I asked a member of the EBU Officials Group, Simon, who is from the BBC, so you can't get it wrong, you know, BBC English has to be the summum of perfect English, to read what Lorelei says.
And Lorelei says, "Dear all, I would love to be in Hilversum with you, but this is not possible. So I'm writing to wish you all a very happy and successful conference and a fantastic time together. The IFC has been central to our work as feature makers for many years now, and continues to give us all an opportunity to enrich and renew ourselves on a yearly basis. We come together to listen and to learn from one another, and the result shows in our work when we go back home. Continue the tradition and lay the groundwork now for many more fabulous features. Love, Lorelei."
Thank you very much, Simon. I couldn't have done this. So thank you very much. I hand it over to maybe the most important person in this crowd, the one who just decided to knock on the door of his boss a year and a half ago and say, "Can we just do the IFC in 2011? And luckily the boss very nicely said yes. So I hand it over to the Master of Ceremony, who is going to guide us through to the next 2, 4, 5 days of this International Feature Conference in Hilversum.
So, okay, Sunday evening, 6:30, we go at work. And before work, we have good food is important. We have much to do tomorrow morning. I have just one announcement for now for tomorrow morning. Be on time. And on time means a quarter before 9. We are the conference center is in the center of Hilversum. It's that way. Near your hotel, 5 minutes walk anyway. In your back is a map, but still be on time. Then we can show and then we go on. Oh, help me a little. From now on, this evening here, we would like to serve a wonderful meal. Then it is, I think, 8:30. In my opinion, you are free after that. And also, in the center of Hilversum there is a bar, and the bar tonight is a famous band coming from Portland, New York, and an important organ. They're starting here the European tour. It is a poet with musicians, electronic music combination, free entrance. It's on your way back to the hotel. It's still late, so if you are in the mood, you can go there. But anyway, still tomorrow morning, 9:15 in the conference center. It's called Film Theater. Thank you.
Lekker? Heerlijk.